Welcome back to the F123 Mighty. We're in Canada today. After a fantastic time in Spain last time out, we have upped the difficulty to 102 from 100. No idea what to expect here. They might be rapid in a straight line, and we might not be competitive at all, or we might just be bang on. I don't know. But it was kind of only really Lewis and George that were competitive with us in the last round of the championship, so hoping to maybe have it be a bit more of a challenge this time around. Obviously, we threw a curveball in there with a strategy in the last one. If you missed the last race, it's certainly worth your watch for the drama, but we did come out victorious, spoiler. So we come on to Canada, where hopefully we can do just as well. To confirm, difficulty now at 102, up from 100. If it's too difficult, we'll go back down to 101 for the next Grand Prix, but hopefully 102 will be a good middle ground for now. Let's jump to practice and see how we do. In terms of weather, might be a little bit of rain at the beginning, but I don't think so. It's probably just going to be overcast and then will remain so for the majority of the race. But there might be some mixed conditions in practice, which we'll go and find out about right now. Drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and come and join me on Twitch. You can help me out live. Ah, yes, that's not mixed conditions. That's bloody rain. Alright, I think we're alright. Quali will be a bit more of a test, but there was maybe a tenth or two in that lap. So,
we've had to spend time
we're there or thereabouts. George Russell just less than a tenth. Pierre just under 2. I'm happy enough, I think, with 102 for now. With practice done, anyway, I'm happy enough with 102. Let's see what it's like in qualifying with 102. It's a learning curve for us right now. We're going to get another 1,500 resource points. So very much. What can we do with those? I can't remember whether I want to... I'm making decisions in between recordings as well. So I'll make a decision, and then I'll maybe change it whilst I'm recording and playing with live chat. And then I'll come back and I'll be like, maybe I don't. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. 3,000 resource points. Now the question is, do I spend that in the aero department, or do I do the brakes on the chassis side and then concentrate on where? I think I want to concentrate on the car, really. So let's do the brakes. That'll be done for before Silverstone, provided it passes, obviously. And then let's get the rear downforce up with the M plates. Insufficient points. Son of a monkey. Okay, well, let's do the front down... Sorry, the... Other way around. Let's do the rear downforce then. Okay. Well, let's go to qualifying then and see if this is actually any good or not. Fastest run to the line. It's a 9-something. It's a 9.8. It's good enough for P2. I think that will probably be good enough to see us through. It certainly should be good enough to see us through with one run to Q2. We should be good. And we are. P6 in the end. Pierre improves to do a 109.6. George and Lewis... Very fast in that Mercedes once more. Bloody hell. Okay, Q2 time. Lewis on 109.7. If I can match that or get close to it within a tenth, I think we should be good for Q3 with one run. I got close to it. 109.77. Are we confident that a 109.77 will get us through to Q2? Here a 109.4. Down to P4. I well and truly balls that up. I got the hairpin all wrong, but we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be through. Ooh, saved a set of tyres effectively. Through in P7, into Q3. Love it. Note to self, when it actually matters, don't balls up the hairpin. Right, so in theory, we should have a second in hand there at least. And a second would put me... Jesus, the Mercedes pulls out 9.2s. Okay, right. Oh, gulp. Fine. Fine. We'll just have to go and friggin' nail it then, won't we? In the final run. Okay, then that changes things. Come on then. I need a 109.2, low 109.2 for pole. So looking to gain about 1.2 1 to 1.2 seconds on the Delta if we can. Oh, Esteban's made a mistake. I swear to God if you hold me up. I swear to God if you hold me up, sir. Esteban locked up into the hairpin. I don't know whether he let me by or he was just bloody slow. He let me by because he's just dipped into the pits and abandoned his lap. Oh, we are quick though. Oh, it's a 109, 102.
Yes, excellent lap.
P1! We pulled it out of the bag when it mattered.
Come on, I see about
Whew.
the pits.
Full send. Even with Esteban Ocon getting in the way, we've gone and plonked it P1. We've upped the difficulty and we've still got it from 100 to 102. Maybe we've still got it.
Goodbye for now then, but really we're just
The Mercedes were very, very, very quick in Spain though, weren't they, at 100. So even though we've popped it on pole, I'm still slightly concerned that on race pace, I don't know if I'm going to be able to compete still, but we shall give it a damn good go. Round 9 of the second season of my team, Canada 102 difficulty from pole. Here we go. Any pens? If either of the Mercedes would like to pick up a penalty, that would be absolutely superb and make my life a lot easier at the front of the grid. Unfortunately, doesn't look like that's going to have happened. Lewis there, we did have about a tenth and a half in the pocket though apparently, but Pierre Gasly P4 right now. So fingers crossed, Pierre can have another very, very strong race weekend and challenge for a podium once more. Just edged out. In fact, the starting 4 are in the order that we ended the Spanish Grand Prix, aren't they? No penalties seemingly to anyone. Obviously, there's been a lot of driver changes in this head. No, Valtteri's taken a penalty. And Fernando as well. That's a shame for Fernando because he is bloody quick. Perez and Lawson taking penalties as well is intriguing. Perez is actually my new rival, so thanks, Sergio. Appreciate that, pal. Let's go and sort our race strategy out then, shall we? What? 9 extra laps of fuel? 9 extra laps. So Pierre is on softs, Max on hards, Carlos Sainz soft, Lance Stroll soft, some more soft runners at the back, Liam Lawson on hards, and the rest are on mediums. I've my inclination is to match the Mercedes but undercut. That would be my initial preference. But medium, soft is what we'll do. 24, 25, 21. Probably do 23, 26, 21, maybe. Depends on how the race pans out. But we're not expecting any rain at any point. So medium, soft with, I can't quite believe I'm saying it, 8.5 laps worth of extra fuel is what we'll do. Quick recap in case I haven't included it in the highlights. This is the tyre strategy for everyone else on the grid. The two Mercedes are on the mediums. Pierre is on the softs. So if he starts zipping, I will not get in his way. And I'll try and actually stay in his coattails if I can. Max on the hards is going to be the curveball. And then further down, a lot of the back runners on softs. You can't see from Zhou Guanyu down. So medium, soft, medium, hard is how those runners are, and the rest you can see for yourselves. Right, okay, I'm going to go and warm my tyres up and then we'll go racing, shall we? Hello? Like, excuse me, Lewis. Wait, what? Where's my formation lap? Hello? Formation lap? Where's my formation lap? I was like, I'll just go up my formation lap. Apparently it doesn't exist anymore. Wait, what? Restart session. I was like, excuse me, Lewis, do you mind? Yeah, no, strategy's fine. Okay, well, I guess we're going straight for a race then. I did think my tyres were quite warm when I brought the graphic up. We'll move across to cover Lewis, and we are okay to begin with. Held P1 at the start with no formation lap. And we'll try and build a gap if we can. It might mean that safety cars and red flags are wrong too. Let's have a look. Yeah, safety is, for some reason it's bugged and put safety car off, safety car experience, formation lap off, and red flags off. Right, well, let's try again. Alright, so start number 3. This time we've realised why there was no formation lap. It's because the game is bugged for some reason and turned formation laps, safety cars, and red flags off, and I am unable to change it at this moment in time because I've gone to the race. So Canada will be without safety car. Well, now I've got my formation lap.
Okay, so
What?
let's go through all the
I went out of the save and came back into the save. And now it's all back on again. What are you doing, game? Oh well, I got my safety. I got my formation lap back. All right, there you go. What is going on? Is the race director the same then? Is everyone on the same tyres? No, people are on different tyres now. So Science is now also on the hards. I think the majority at the back are the same, but Science was mediums previously, I think. I think it's the only change that I can recall anyway. Just to keep you guys on YouTube up to date, it's been a whirlwind on Twitch. This is another reason to say, come across to the Twitch channel, come and follow and enjoy these moments live as they happen. But you'll be pleased to know, safety cars and red flags are on now. Helps to do a little bit more investigating before you just accept your fate and carry on. I did a bit more investigating. I'd say I fixed it, but I didn't do anything. I just went out and came back in again, and it's like, it'll work now. Thank you. I'm probably going to have to come across and cover Lewis. Gasly on those softs is going to be a force to be reckoned with in these early stages, I think. Here we go. 5 lights. And we're away. It's a decent start. Actually, it's a very good start. Quite a bit of wheel spin there, but we have gotten away well. And comfortably. In fact, I've just noticed that Gasly's immediately from the start, even on the softer compound, lost the position to Yuki Tsunoda, which isn't ideal. Thanks, Pierre. If you could try and recover from that, that'd be superb. Right, now I know that they are fast in a straight line. After my half a lapse experience, before we realised that the safety car wasn't on either, so I'm going to use my battery here and use our experience. Even with battery, he's gaining on me astronomically quickly. They might be too much to deal with in a straight line here. On 102. I'm going to go defensive into the hairpin. He's going to try and go all the way around the outside. And he's not going to get it done. I'm not sure what ERS regen is like here, but I'm having to use a lot of my battery in these early stages. These Mercedes are going to be a pain in my back bottom for the entirety of the race, I think. He's just gone literally straight up all the way around the outside of me. All right, Lewis, you're that fast, are you, pal? Okay, let's see what you've got when I'm in your slipstream. Seems like battery regen is okay, though, since you're already back up to 66%. I have a feeling I'm going to have to drive as clean a race as I ever have if I'm to compete with these Mercedes in a straight line here. Oh, my Lord. Even with slipstream and battery, he's still pulling. We nearly got a second to George, though. Is it going to be a two-way fight for the win once more, as it was in Spain? Not if I do that, it won't. This is going to be game on, I think. There might be not much commentating and a bit more hard racing. DRS detection point is before the hairpin, significantly before the hairpin. Lewis is gone, mate. He's just straight up gone. These Mercedes is in a straight line. Different gravy. Absolutely different gravy. Which means I'm going to have to be not doing that in the traction zones. If they're going to be that fast in a straight line, I have to be great. I have to be absolutely on it in the tight and twisties. And then the undercut is going to be as powerful as it ever has been for me here, if I'm to stand a chance. DRS line is there under that AWS sign, so long as I'm relatively close there, I'm okay. But Lewis just pulls. We're going to be using a lot of battery today. Pierre still not past Yuki, but Yuki out of DRS range now, I think, of George, which should make him vulnerable. We've got a race in our hands, gents. A real race in our hands here. We might be too fast for the majority of the rest of the grid, but even at 102, these Mercedeses are going to deny me racing any higher, I think. Because they are so fast in a straight line. If I make the difficulty any higher, I'm just never going to get a win. Prediction was P2 or higher. So at the minute, the prediction is good. Saving battery is actually helping here, because now I can keep... Alright. Provided I concentrate and am able to get my traction zones and cornering and braking zones right, then I think with battery and DRS, provided I can stay in it, we can be competitive enough with these Mercedes to stand a chance of a race win. But, oh, it's going to be tough. It'd be nice if Pierre could get past Yuki, please.
Hamilton has just put in the fastest lap of the race so far.
I was only 300ths, less than 300ths, slower than Lewis on that lap. We are probably as equally matched for pace as we could be, but bear in mind that I set that lap time that was just near his with DRS and a little bit of battery. The gaps behind aren't massively growing. Well, to be fair, it's about half a second a lap to Tsunoda at the minute. But I don't know how much he and Pierre are battling. And the gaps behind that are actually even bigger. So, if it weren't for these two Mercedes, I'd consider upping the difficulty to 103 or 104. But if I do, these guys are gone. So, I think we're at 102 for the considerable future for now, anyway. So maybe my car gets even better. But do bear in mind, actually, from the performance index, the Red Bulls and the Ferraris, Ferrari in particular, absolutely dead, 9th fastest team now. The Red Bulls and the Aston Martins, etc., are significantly below where we are, and Mercedes are a step further in between in the middle. So it's not that us and Mercedes are that fast, it's that the others have not developed enough, and they will likely start to close the gap between now and the end of the season. So it might not be just a 3 or 4 way fight for podiums and wins for the whole rest of the season, but I'm happy with 102 on my minimal experience thus far. But do let me know your feedbacks in the YouTube comments, either right now or by the end of the episode, so that I can take that into account as well, of course, because you are the viewing public at the end of the day. And didn't need that rear end step. Bollocks, out of DRS range again. I just clawed it back, and as I glanced up at the delta, it went on me again. But look, what's the delta here? This is straight line versus straight line. Uncomparable. Now I'm going to end up fighting with George and losing more time. I might just save my battery. I could, yeah, the thing with tagging along to George to catch Lewis is I could just as easily lose George. He's going to have DRS here as well. Lewis is getting away. And George is through. And I don't know if George is on the same level as Lewis. That's the thing. My DRS is offline. Not my DRS, my ERS. I have an ERS issue. That little symbol's disappeared. I'm not able to use my battery at all. They've not told me about it, but my ERS is offline right now. It could be a race killer.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
I can't! It's not working! It's come back. It's back. It's back. Oh, this is just going to be... This is going to be really intense, isn't it? For a whole hour and a half. Right, we're really going to have to rely on the undercut. Thing is, I think if they're on the default strategy that we were initially on, they're going to pit first. Because I extended to do a longer stint on each of the medium sets and do a shorter soft stint. Whereas they're doing shorter medium stints and a longer soft stint. But we are gaining on Lewis between us. It was 3.5, it's now just 3, so I might have to just copy Mercedes strategy-wise, or we'll run our own race and see what happens. But I'm very confident in sticking with George, that's for sure. Now the question is, now I've got my battery back, Do I sit behind George? Or do I make a push for Lewis? So I could quite comfortably, I feel like right now, sit behind George. But now I've got all my battery back. Do I ever go at getting past George and then chasing after Lewis again? Gasly's now past Tsunoda and up to P4. But really, I need Gasly in this fight to help me out. And at the minute, he's not here. True, trying to take George could just end up with us losing some more time to Lewis. I'm expecting them to pit around lap 22. Whereas we're looking to go to lap 24. And our tyres are, well, in theory, thanks to the race strategy program, our tyre wear is supposedly better around here than predicted. So, that means that they will get to the 25% drop-off before we do. Meaning I should, albeit briefly, at some point, have a bit of a tyre advantage on them. The gaps behind us still growing as well. But Pierre's softs are probably going on him, to be fair. If Pierre hadn't been taken by Yuki at the start, it'd be a four-horse race here at the front, rather than a 3. But that just adds curveballs for the championship, doesn't it? If it's a case of just me versus someone else, if it was just me versus Lewis or me versus George for the World Championship, then if one had an issue, then it's like, oh, okay, well the other one's going to get a major advantage. But if one has an issue but there's still someone else to factor in, then that's going to keep things fresh, isn't it?
We're increasing our gap on the car behind.
Pierre is now in. Pierre just pit off his softs after 17 laps. That's with a heavy car, of course. We'll be on a significantly lighter car a little bit later on when we switch to our softs for a 21 lap stint. And I have noticed the gap to Lewis has come down from 3.5 back down to 3, and it was just under. So just as my tyres are, unless he's made a mistake, just as my rear tyres are about to reach 25%, I think theirs have just gone over the edge. It's minimal, but at this level of motorsport, those are the margins. It's 0.5% here or there can make the difference between winning a world championship, let alone a race, and losing. Gap to Lewis now 2.5. Is the race coming back to us now? Potentially. Maybe now's the time to think about overtaking Russell. Shut up, IB. I'm trying. Canada's really bad for corner cutting. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. But we got George. Too busy having a friendly, heated discussion with someone in chat. Accidentally took P2. Sorry, George. That was a bit more aggressive than I had intended it to be. But I was just saying maybe I should think about taking George. I've taken him. Overtake done. Unorthodox, as you say, but successful nonetheless. And now we'll try and close the gap on Lewis a bit more if we can, but I'm going to have to do it without DRS. Maybe next lap. Lap after, perhaps, for one of them, presumably Lewis. A number of others have actually pit, look, because we're catching some now. Oh, it's the majority of the soft runners at the start. Although Oscar Piastri has gone medium, and Lance has gone hard soft. Lance did 19 laps on hards when others were doing 17 or 90 laps on. That's a weird strategy. I'm not sure about that one, Chief. I think they're 3-stopping. They must have used a set of mediums in quali or in practice or something. I don't know why you'd use the hard if you've got 2 sets of mediums available to you. Neither of the Mercedes came in on 22. I am surprised by that. I may box this lap. Our strategy is 24-25 in terms of stints on mediums. But I'd quite happily 23-26. I'm going to box this lap, you know. I don't think overcutting is really I don't think there's much point to an overcut on the box this lap.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
We know that Pierre's running in an alternate strategy to us, so Pierre is not ever really going to get in the way of a pit stop for us. Yeah, an overcut's practically impossible with the speed of this Mercedes. Is Lewis going in? Lewis is in. We are also going to box. That means George is going to do another lap, take the lead, but George will come out behind us. Now, have an issue. What are they putting on him? Another set of mediums by the looks of things. We are on the same strategy as Lewis Hamilton. I need a good stop, gents.
Right, let's go.
2.4, but I was a bit slow on the release. A lot of drivers behind.
Okay, stay clear of the
A lot
white
of
line on
drivers
the
behind.
exit. We'll receive a penalty for
Stopping as well on
dangerous driving if you
23.
cross onto the track.
The gap to Lewis was 3.4-ish as we went into the pits. And somehow he's gained about a second on us in the pit stops. Was I really that slow in engaging a gear? Gasly's gone to hards. So Pierre is soft-harded. That's an intriguing one. Not sure about that, Chief. Right, now I am definitely going to overcut. Pierre's P5 currently. I'm definitely going to overcut for this next stint. They're going to stop probably 46-ish. Whereas I'm going to stop 49. I'll have a 3-lap advantage on soft tyres. Unless, of course, there's a safety car or a red flag. In which case, something else could happen. Lewis is gapping me right now. Comfortably gapping me. Bloody hell, that was a bit shaky. Fastest lap of the race. That was, yeah, my bummer went a little bit there going through the chicane. Gained us about half a second on Lewis, though. We were that fast through there. And the fastest lap. Back-to-back fastest laps, 1:11.8. Pierre is just losing so much time in this race, battling with Yuki Tsunoda. He could be involved in this hunt for a podium or a victory. Because of his poor start, he's too busy pissing about with an Aston Martin than he is helping me with these two Mercedes. He's still going to score decent points, but it's not going to help me in the constructors or in the drivers. Leclerc is now past Pierre as well on those hard tyres. He wasn't able to make the most of his soft set, and now he's on the harder compound. He's just getting swallowed. Oh, Pierre, what do we do with you, eh? What do we do with you?
Small amount of time to the car behind. Let's keep pushing.
This is half race distance as we complete this lap.
See some rain. ETA
Rain?
about 15 minutes.
What? There was no rain in that forecast. Curveball. There was no rain in that forecast at all, thank you very much. Where has that come from? Right. Well, that changes things, because that's going to come about our bloody pit stop. So he's now run softs and hards. He only took those hards 20 laps. Less than. Pierre is 3-stopping. There's no way Pierre isn't 3-stopping. Max has gone hard, soft, medium. Pierre has gone soft, hard, now probably medium, medium for the end of the race. They're 3-stopping. There didn't appear to be much in it in the pit strategy screens. A matter of 3 or 4 seconds on overall race time. But the fact that Pierre has lost so much time battling so far in this race and wasn't really able to maximise his soft stint at all means that that 3-stop is just going to kill him at the end of the race. Unless there's a safety car that saves him. I don't think there's going to be. Past half race distance now. Gap to Lewis continues to come down. Gap to George continues to be stable. So as a twosome, we are closing in on Lewis. It was 4 seconds in front and 3 seconds behind. Gap to Lewis has halved. Gap to George has only gone up by about 7/10. So we are getting closer to Lewis now. His tyres wear faster than mine or George's. Lewis gets through his quicker. George slightly better on his tyres. We're slightly better than both of them. But Lewis is definitely way faster on fresh tyres, so it probably evens itself out, really. Christ, Lance just came out of the pits right next to me. I didn't even notice. Bonjour, Monsieur Stroll. Please don't try and unlap yourself, mate. I'd be very unhappy with you if you do. I think you might want to try, though. That AlphaTauri on fresh boots is going to be fast, you know.
So we're expecting rain in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, make your mind up. When's it coming, mate? When's it coming? Their tyres have just hit 25%. Or we're getting very, very close to it, because look, gap to George has grown now by a second. Gap to Lewis is very nearly under a second. I've got to make the most of this tyre advantage now. For the next lap and a half or so, we should have a really good tyre advantage on the two Mercedes. And we're trying to keep Lance Stroll behind me as well. We might have the chance to be in Lewis's DRS soon. I'm going to have to make sure I don't mess up. Oh! I just got into his DRS. And then that happened. Can you believe it? Oh, that was such a big tank slapper. Oh, man. That's cost me half a second. Now Lance Stroll is significantly interested in my backside. Go away, Lance! DRS on Lewis. Confirmed. I've still got Lance Stroll right behind me. But we are within DRS range of P1. We've had to grind for 20 laps to close it. But the mountain has been scaled, but not yet toppled. Not yet triumphed. That time is coming. As is the rain, which we will ask about again.
Okay, expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
They've said 10 to 15 minutes for about 10 laps. I'm not buying it. I think Lewis is going to stop lap 46-ish. We're going to go to lap 49. I'm not gonna match his stop this time. I am gonna overcut. No, Lance. No, Lance. Go away, Lance. So concerned with the bloody AlphaTauri behind me. I can't concentrate the Mercedes in front. This is the opportunity to take the lead. Use your battery, Ches, and your DRS. Take that, Merc. Consider
Okay, good work.
that Merc
Great pass.
taken. P1. It took 20 laps to close Lewis Hamilton down. But we are P1 again. God. I'm sweating. I'm only on a bloody controller and I am sweating. Lewis is under pressure. If Stroll actually tries to unlap himself on Lewis, I'll go from absolutely hating Lance Stroll to him being my favourite driver. Lewis is going to cling on in my DRS now, so I'm going to have to use a lot of battery coming out of the hairpin to try and keep the lead. It's roles reversed this time around. We know we get good traction out of the hairpin though compared to him. Gained about 4 seconds there and it wasn't even an ideal breakaway, but now that top speed comes into action. I've got some battery to use to defend and we'll be able to stay in front. I'm expecting Lewis to pit next lap. Now I'm in front. I'd be tempted to be the one that undercuts. But those softs are going to have to last a very long time. I think I'm still going to...
Okay, we don't think
Oh,
we're far
come
away
on.
from rain now. I'll keep you updated as conditions change.
It was 10 to 15 minutes 3 laps ago. Now you think it's not very far away at all. Make your mind up about this bloody rain, pal. Trying to pit in 2 laps time. I don't know whether to dip now and put some softs on. Oh, it's getting so much darker though. Thing is, Lewis is still going. If I don't pit at 49 and hang out for some rain, then that rain comes but doesn't rain hard enough to warrant stopping for intermediates. I'm going to have wasted so many laps on fresh softs and I'll never be able to claw that time back against Lewis. I really don't know what to do. Clouds are gathering. I'm going to box this lap for softs. It's a risk, but I don't think it's going to rain hard enough to warrant... I don't think it's going to rain hard enough to warrant tyres. A tyre change. I don't think so. Oh, chat's telling me to stay out. Oh, okay, I'll stay out one more. Lewis stays out too. I've got a feeling we're on the same strategy. Captain Lewis is just open to 2.3. He's struggling with his tyres right now. Or he used a lot of battery on the previous lap. I'm not sure which. I will stay out no further than 52. Just to see what's happening with this weather. But no further than 52.
Okay, rain is imminent. Rain is imminent.
Yes, but is it going to rain hard enough?
Seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Lewis is still staying out as well. This is remarkable. I've no idea what strategy the Mercedes is on. My saving grace at the minute is the fact that Lewis is also staying out. Because it means I'm not losing any time to him with him on a fresher tyre. If we do only need to go to softs at the end of the race. We didn't expect any rain. This has thrown such a curveball in. I could just cover Lewis's stop if he stops. Raindrops. Raindrops. Lewis still continues and rain is now falling. We're catching, well, half the bloody field by the looks of things. This race is so stretched from front to back. We're catching loads of drivers. They're all stuck behind someone. They're in a massive DRS train.
The radar showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Only 10 minutes of rain. Lewis continues. Only 10 more minutes of rain, but is it going to be... Is it going to be soft tyre running throughout that stint?
Okay, be mindful of the conditions. The track's getting wetter. Recommend you stay out for now, though. We'll be much slower if we move on to inters this early.
Oh God, I don't know what to do! It's so slippery now, though. It's getting slippery, but is it because it's wet? Is it because my tyres are really 35% gone at the back? Yeah, I think covering Hamilton is just the best I can do at the minute, isn't it? He's gone so long on his tyres that I'll just cover Lewis. I think. Nobody else is even contemplating pitting at the moment. Still, Lewis goes on behind as well. Wow, he's running a really long stint as well. I was planning on pitting on 49, but I've only continued because of the rain. I wonder whether he's doing the same. Oh, it's getting wet now. There are those droplets bouncing visually off the track. But would have set a brand new soft tyres be able to deal with it. I don't think it's Inter's time yet.
Okay, even though we're seeing cars start to struggle in these conditions. If we pit for Inters now, we're going to be too slow and we'll burn them out. Make the best of it for the time being.
I don't think it's into time yet.
ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there. You're doing well. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
There are some puddles starting to form, though. Oh, I'm starting to wonder whether a fresh set of softs would deal with the wet weather. Oh, God. Nobody's boxing yet. Still nobody boxes. There's spray coming up now. But nobody's boxing. Everyone's powering on. Tell me about the weather.
Okay, mate, we might need to look at a new race strategy after that. I've got some options for you, so go and check your MFD. 10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or Inters.
Inters.
Confirmed.
We're boxing for Inters this lap. Other drivers are in now. There's yellow flares in sector 1. Max Verstappen has retired. Max Verstappen is out of the race. Where is Max? Oh, his engine's gone. Max's engine's gone bang. That shouldn't cause any sort of safety car, but it is now time to pit for intermediate tyres. Oh, boxing for Inters. Lewis is in behind me. This is chaos now. Proper chaos.
Okay,
Good stop. There's Lewis behind me. Good stop.
There, mate. We're delighted with that. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
So, an unexpected shower throws a curveball into the Grand Prix. Pierre's in as well. He's right behind Leclerc, so I think Pierre is currently P6. And this... God, this is going to be awful. Absolutely awful for George Russell, who's on mediums still.
DRS has been disabled by the stewards. DRS will be offline. Wait for further updates.
Lewis is now only 1.3 behind and closing dramatically. Lewis is way faster than me in the wet. Way faster. I'm going to set soft tyres as next.
Okay, you're doing well out there. Keep it up.
So that
Looking at about 10 more minutes of
when
rain.
it dries, we can just whack the softs on and nail it, because it will dry up before the end of the race. It's not super heavy rain.
Okay, roger that. Soft tyres at the next pit stop.
So when it stops raining, the track will dry up pretty quick, I think. I hope, anyway. It was me and Lewis in Spain. It was me and Lewis in Imola. It's me and Lewis in Canada. This is going to get personal before the end of the season, isn't it? If it keeps up like this. The traffic is going to add another curveball. So intense. I haven't been able to relax at all throughout this entire Grand Prix. Iwasa now getting blue flags. Probably let us past. Oh, into the chicane if I hang on so deep. I can't stop the car. Hello, Mr. Hamilton. How are you? Well, there goes a 1.6 second lead. Bloody hell. Couldn't get it stopped at all. Temps are fine. Pierre is P6 right now. He's got Lando Norris right behind him. And a Williams too. What's a Williams doing in P7? Both Williams! Pierre's P6, then Lando P7. Albon and Sargent, both in the points. Unbelievable. Ayumu, you are a former member of this team. Move out the bloody way, pal. If you enjoyed your time here at all, and don't hold the sacking partway through last season against me. Move out of the way, please, sir. Thank you, Ayumu. I appreciate you. Now pull back in front of Lewis. My guy. Thank you. Oh, bugger, he's letting past immediately. Never mind. 10 laps to go. 1.1 seconds the gap to Lewis. Rain will dry up before the end. We will be running on soft tyres to finish the Grand Prix. The question is when and who gets the call right. Getting this change between inters back to dry running tyres, despite all of the hard work from both myself and Lewis, could make or break either of our Grand Prix. If I go too soon, or he goes too soon to dry tyres, you'll be too slow. If you go too late, you've fluffed it entirely. Because you'll never make that time back.
I don't think the line is really dry enough yet to start thinking about slicks. Let's hold on to the inters for a little while.
Oh, I'm holding. I'm holding. It's still raining, Mark. I don't know whether you've stuck your hand out from underneath the pit wall canopy yet. Why? Why have you done that? Why have you told me something damage-wise? Don't do that to me. Don't scare me like that. There's so much traffic here, it's outrageous. This is probably the most amount of traffic all close together I've ever had to deal with in any Grand Prix. And you are right, the rain has stopped falling. It is no longer raining. There are only 8 laps to go, but it is no longer raining. We will be on a dry track very soon. By lap 65, probably.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Thankfully, the gap to Pierre is about half a lap. So, if I pit, we're not going to have to worry about a double stack at all. Lewis having a bit of trouble getting through the traffic, which is lovely. It's cost him about a second. Thank you, gents. I think I've gone deep here as well. Oh, I'm able to just hold it. Altry might let me through here. He's going to. Thank you, Mr. Bottas. 3 seconds to Lewis now. That traffic has done wonders. It can go for you, it can go against you. It's just a case of when do you catch it. At the right part of the track or the wrong. DRS enabled. Right, is that AlphaTauri going in the pits? Yes. It's yes or no? No. No, he's not gone in the pits. Is Pierre in? No. So DRS enabled, but no dry tyre runners yet.
Okay, radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now. Okay, not sure whether dries or
Unboxing. Unboxing. We're putting the softs on. Putting the softs on now. Right on the crossover. I'm taking the lead. I'm taking the lead. If DRS is enabled and they're saying not sure about the crossover, it's now.
We had an issue attaching the right rear wheel.
Oh, you
it's not
would.
ideal, but let's try and put that behind us now and get back into
Oh, man. Thank God for that traffic having causing Lewis issues, eh? Oh, man. Track's pretty dry, though. Track's pretty dry. I'm going to have to use a bit of battery just to try and... Pierre's still... They're still staying out. Pierre's gone round again. Ooh. Arsenal have scored. Pierre's gone round again. Are they still going? Are they in now? No, they're still going. They're still on their inters. Once these softs are up to temperature... I cut that corner horribly. Once these softs are up to temperature... I mean, it's dry running. Look at the gaps. It's dry running. They've got to pit now, surely. Or are they going to try and... Surely they're not going to try and stay on inters to the end. They've got to pit. They've got to pit. But even still, Yuki and Leclerc behind me.
Okay, the gap behind
Not boxed.
6.3 seconds.
I've 5 laps as it stands to close down the 17-second gap. I mean, it's a dry track. Pierre's gone round again. It's a dry track. And there's only so many times I can say it in exclamation. It's a dry track, lads. I need to gain on Lewis by 3 seconds a lap. Are they just trying to hang it out? They're going round again. They're going round again. Oh my god. This is uncharted territory. I am the only car on the right tyre. 4 laps to go, 13.5 seconds. They're just going to stay out to the end, aren't they? I can't believe it. Nobody, not even anyone anywhere else in the field, not just for the win, nobody is going back to dry tyres. Yeah, it is. You're right. It's ignore chat time.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
Ignore chat time. Because I've got a lot of traffic to get through here. I've got 3 laps to close them down. Excuse me, gentlemen,
5 laps of fuel remaining.
for taking a vow of silence. That's George Russell. Excuse me for taking a vow of silence for the next 10 minutes. They still got it in a straight line. There you go. I was just playing chicken with the DRS line. I wanted the DRS. Oh, God. Difference in traction is absurd. Look at the difference in straight line speed! What, you're on inters on a dry track, get out of it! What utter shite! He'll bottle it. So there's no way. 2 laps, 5.6 seconds. This is something that's never ever happened before in any race I've ever done. That's Lewis. It was last lap in Spain. And it's last lap again in Canada. In entirely different circumstances. 1.5 seconds, 1.4 seconds, and 1 lap of Grand Prix racing as we set the fastest lap of the race. No one's going to take that off me because they're all on bloody intermediates. What is life? We took Lewis Hamilton on the last lap in the last Grand Prix, and surely we take Lewis Hamilton on the last lap in this Grand Prix as well. He's struggling. He's dying out there. He's still ridiculously fast in a straight line, but we've closed down in a few short laps a 17-second gap. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. 17-second gap. Right. They're so fast in a straight line. I'm going to have to take him into the chicane. I have to do him the same way as George Russell. Right, I'm using all my battery now because I know he's going to be quick in a straight line. DRS, ERS. Race victory with Carlos! Oh my god! I thought Carlos was going to put me in a wall! He just kept going on the course. It was like,
Just fantastic. Amazing.
oh my god!
That race win. Well done, mate.
What a final stint! Unbelievable. The only car on track to go to dry tyres. Insane. That is the craziest end we've seen to a Grand Prix, potentially, since that Valtteri Bottas overtake on the line in F1 2020, my team, the first year that we ever did this. That was mental.
Well, they managed their tyres to
Back-to-back victories for the first time. Only our 3rd ever win in our career. And the last two victories are two of the strangest ways we've gone about it. Particularly this one, ever. On any, in any game mode, on any F1 game. I think you need to drop the video a like, to be honest. I think you need to subscribe to the channel. And I think you need to come across to the Twitch channel as well and enjoy these moments live. Because it's definitely worth the entertainment value live, I tell you that much. Oh, finally I can breathe at least. Thank you, Benny, for the 5 gifted subs as well to celebrate. James, Dan, David, Mr. Meerkat and Kyle are all now part of the gang as it's shaky bottle time on the podium. So we will extend our gap at the top of the driver standings with that fastest lap at the end as well. We were 1 point clear of Lewis Hamilton. We should be 8 points clear of Lewis now? 9 points clear of Lewis now, I think, actually. 26 to 18. So, no, yeah, 26 to 18. So we'll be 9 points clear of Lewis Hamilton heading into round 10, which is, my brain kills me, I'm not sure, the Austrian Grand Prix, which is, of course, straight line speed orientated. So those Mercedeses are going to be pretty bloody quick again. ERS fault we had in the Grand Prix at some point is only 200 resource points. Thank you very much. We'll put a bit into Pierre. We'll certainly do the team building. Do the second driver PR filming, and we'll do the sponsor event as well. I've got £23 million. And what I do want to do is, if I can, what I want to do is sort my pits up. Pit stop performance will be moderately improved. Yes, please. I need that. We lost some time in that pit stop, that final pit stop that could have cost us everything. If they hadn't have messed up that pit stop, it would have made it a hell of a lot easier. He's racing around Monaco at the minute on the simulator. Go on, son. You're certainly quicker and I will be around there. That's going to be done by the 29th of June, which is on the day of the Grand Prix. You love to see it. Well, let's advance a bit then, shall we? Still not spending any money because we're going to have the renewing of driver contracts very, very soon. There's an employee. Oh, I thought there was a fire for a moment. An employee in the aero department has become the centre of a tweet storm after someone misinterpreted one of their statements. We've performed an internal investigation, spoke with their peers, who concluded that it's doubtful that offence was intended. Unfortunately, their social media profile makes it very clear who they work for, and this is starting to reflect poorly on the team. How do you want to deal with it? Apologise, but morale goes up, team acclaim goes down, or fire the person involved? I'm going to make it publicly clear the employee statement had no ill intent. Team acclaim will go down, but morale goes up. I think that's only fair. If ill intent was doubtful, then I don't want to fire someone over something that they didn't mean, that was misinterpreted in the public eye. We're not that sort of team that are just going to cancel culture everyone. So, with £21 million in the bank, and Pierre's contract expiring in 11 days, so after this next Grand Prix, then I'd imagine, we have a 9-point gap lead at the top of the constructors. However, we're 63 points behind Mercedes, and Pierre is nowhere in the driver's standings. So do I sack Pierre and hire someone else? We've certainly got the finances to do it. Do I maybe go for someone like Yuki? Or do I mean, Pierre Gasly is 95 rated. So in theory, nobody else I get is going to be anywhere near as fast. And he's only 6 million. I've got to keep Gasly. It just would be financial suicide and there'd be no point. There'd be no point doing it any other way. I've got to keep Pierre Gasly. So keep Pierre Gasly, we will. Oh, Christ alive. Right. We shall go to the race weekend, see what the weather's going to do like in Austria. Whilst again I say drop the video a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel. And please do come and join me live on Twitch. We will be live again tonight as you see this. It is going to be mixed conditions in the full race, but a fully dry sprint. Forgot it was a sprint weekend in Austria. Bugger. Okay, mixed conditions in quali, mixed conditions in the full Grand Prix. It's only going to get more hectic. But Mercedes have closed again. So Mercedes are going to be even faster. Red Bull continue to tick up, as do Haas, who are now the 5th fastest car. They've overtaken Alpine. Ferrari still dead. McLaren have levelled off. Red Bull have increased a little bit, as have Aston Martin and Mercedes. But third, second, first, I certainly don't think we'll be winning in Austria with that Mercedes straight line speed as it is. But we'll give it a damn good go. And with extra points available in the sprint, maybe Pierre can help me improve the constructors a little bit. But certainly we should consolidate in second for now over Red Bull for sure. Who knows what's going to happen? I think I'm relatively happy with 102 at the moment. That was, by all means, one of the most entertaining races we've ever had. So I think that's fair. Thank you very much for watching, YouTube. We will see you in the next one.